Well, the Pelicans fired Alvin Gentry on Saturday after 5 seasons with the team. The Pelicans, of course, wrapped up a disappointing 2-6 record in the Orlando bubble during seeding games. Executive Vice President David Griffin talked to the media on Saturday, and basically he was telling us, even though he didn't really say much or specifics in terms of why he fired Alvin Gentry or what they were looking for in a candidate in the future to replace him as head coach. One of the things he did say that the result of what happened in Orlando was not the reason, that immediate reason why they fired Alvin Gentry. It was more of the overall process of what he's looking for in a team. Basically meaning that Alvin Gentry was never part of this future of the Pelicans team. When David Griffin was hired last offseason and made all these organizational changes, Alvin Gentry was kept aboard as the head coach. But there wasn't, as we're seeing and kind of got an indication from David Griffin, Gentry was never part of the future plans for the Pelicans. So now this was probably the perfect time to do that after they wrapped up their bubble experience and did not make the postseason. They were moving on from Alvin Gentry, and it seems like they want to find a head coach that fits what they want to do, not necessarily change the style of how they play. Of course, if you know how Alvin Gentry runs his offense, it's a very high-paced style. They play fast. Maybe the next coach plays in some sort of style like that, but basically the makeup of what he has on this roster right now that the Pelicans have in terms of their young talent probably doesn't fit what Alvin Gentry does. So now David Griffin will now have the duty of trying to find a head coach that not only has a style that maybe fits this roster, but at the same time also is a guy that can give this organization and maybe teach these young players a way of being successful. One of the things that he mentioned to the media, it was that he wants to find a sustained success, meaning that this team needs to learn how to win. And that's what this team doesn't know how to do right now because simply they haven't been put in those situations. So a coach who can get them consistently winning is what he's looking at. Now, as for possible candidates to replace Alvin Gentry, ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski reported last week that Tyronn Lue and Jason Kidd could be candidates. Look, as another assistant, Chris Finch could be somebody that they could talk to. There are certainly plenty of qualified candidates that are right now actually participating in the playoffs in Orlando in that bubble. And of course, David Griffin can't talk to any of those potential candidates until after the season ends. It's not going to be a quick hire, as David Griffin says. He wants to take his time, although you know that there will be a quick turnaround. The NBA has pegged December 1st as the start date for the new season. But of course, that's all based on how the current climate is in this country in terms of the pandemic. But they will take their time in this finding a new coach to replace Alvin Gentry. But Alvin Gentry done after 5 seasons here in New Orleans, and we will see a new guy leading the Pelicans next season.